Las Vegas, AM, FM, KP9, 6HP, Road Las Vegas, and KSHP.com. The Radio Shopping Show, a unique and fun way to enjoy incredible savings on the products and services you buy every day. We pioneered the Radio Shopping Show in 1981, and since then, tens of thousands of people have saved literally millions of dollars. Visit KSHP.com and learn how to save 40, 50, 60, 70%, or even more on the products and services you buy every day. Visit KSHP.com and live large for less. Get ready, football fans. The Los Angeles Rams are back, and they're hungrier than ever in the City of Angels, where stars shine bright. A new chapter unfolds on the gridiron. Buckle up, because the Rams are about to electrify the NFL. All Los Angeles Rams games can be heard right here on KSHP, AM 1400 and 107.1 FM. Los Angeles Rams football, sponsored by Steiner's Pub, a true Nevada-style pub.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program's participants and do not necessarily reflect those of station staff, management, and advertisers.
Hey, and a good Friday morning, afternoon, depending on where you're at. Right? I guess it's noon now, so it's afternoon. See, I can't even get the time right to get things started.
In Hawaii.
Hawaii. All right, okay, all right. Back to the board, young man, back to the board.
Never.
Okay. Anyway, Nick Bonzetto here sitting in for Brian Shapiro today on Pushing the Limits. Boy, I got my whole time clock messed up. Brian, what'd you do to me today? Not used to being here around noontime, but listen, really happy to be here filling in for Brian. Of course, Brian is in Phoenix at AmFest and the Un-F America tour and such, and he's out there. I'm sure he's arguing with people in front of him as we speak at the moment, I would imagine. But thank you so much for being here. We'll have the phone lines open on the program today at 702-221-7283. We will chat with you on the program today. But, you know, I look at the world right now. Okay, look, we are only days away from Christmas. We're in the midst of Hanukkah, right? Kwanzaa. All of the holidays are going on right now, right? And I mean, with the holiday season, you know, you remember the phrase, you know, for the holidays, peace on earth and goodwill toward man, right? You know, all of those things. I mean, usually in a holiday season, we're talking about being nice, being merry, you know, just having a good time. And then we've got a dang narcissistic felon in the White House, okay, that just says, the hell with all of that. All right, we're not going to deal with that. We're just going to be mean to who we want to be mean to. The heck with goodwill toward men over the holidays. And we don't care if we lie to America and the world on a daily basis. We could care less because, you know what? I don't care. I may be a Christian, well, at least a Christian on paper. But I don't care if I'm good to other people and if I tell lies or not, because I'm Donald J. Trump and I'll do whatever the heck I want to do, right? He doesn't care. He gets in front of America a week before Christmas and basically lies through his teeth right on camera. You know, a lot of times he doesn't always do it on camera. He does it on his Truth Social or what have you. And you know, that's his way to spew his garbage to the world. But no, he decided, hey, let's hold a prime time presser from the White House and let me just shovel more crap than you would at a manure farm. That's what he decided he would do, right? And you know, look, I know this was 2 days ago right now, so bear with me, okay? I didn't talk to you yesterday, so bear with me on this one. And Brian may have talked about some of it yesterday. I'm not sure. But, you know, I thought about a few of the things that the felon in charge had to say on his Wednesday night conference or whatever you may call it. And, you know, he talked about inflation to start things off.
When I took office, inflation was the worst in 48 years, and some would say in the history of our country.
Well, that's nonsense. Okay, here's what it was. Okay, let's remember when Joe Biden took office, he took it over from the felon. Okay, he took the office over from him in the midst of a pandemic that he was unprepared for. And yes, the economy was at a 40-year low, not 48-year low, 40-year low. However, within about 20 months of that opening span where it was bad at 9%, it finished at 3% inflation. So listen, okay, don't give us Trump-nomics or whatever you want to call it, okay, felonomics, I don't know. But the bottom line is you did not inherit the worst economy in the history of America. Once again, for the holiday season, you're lying, okay? You should get coal in your stocking. That's what I say, all right? That's what. Put coal in that man's stocking, Santa. All right, oh, man. All right, then he got on the egg bus. All right, he got on the egg bus and talked about how much egg prices have gone down under his administration.
The price of eggs is down 82% since March, and everything else is falling rapidly.
82%, okay? All right, let's go. All right, we're going back to 5th grade, folks. All right. You went to the Smiths or the Kroger or on the East Coast, wherever you go, okay? I go in the Smiths, and, okay, eggs were $6 a dozen at their height, right? They were like $6, weren't they? I would say that's about what they were. They were about $6 because I do the shopping in my household, and that's about what they were. So at 82% of a reduction, raise your hands, if you will. Are you paying $1.08 for eggs today? Raise your hand. Wait. I don't see any hands. Because nobody's paying a stinking $1.08 for eggs. You didn't reduce the price by 82%. Again, you decide to lie to America. You did not reduce the price of eggs by 82%. You didn't do it. As a matter of fact, I think you were dropped on your head and cracked like an egg at one time, Mr. Trump. Okay? Did I call him Mr.? Did I give him that respect? I must be feeling ill. No, actually, I'm feeling merry for Christmas. That's exactly what it is. All right? And then, okay, the cherry on top of the sundae, if you will. The cherry on top of the sundae is his claim on prescription drug prices because, frankly, he's got to be sniffing something like glue or something to say this.
I negotiated directly with the drug companies and foreign nations, which were taking advantage of our country for many decades, to slash prices on drugs and pharmaceuticals by as much as 400, 500, and even 600%.
All right, can we go back to smarter than a 5th grader? Okay, where's Jeff Foxworthy when you need him? Okay, all right, are you smarter than a 5th grader? Our president answers this question, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because, my friends, all right, listen, I'm married to a teacher. Maybe it's because I'm married to a teacher that I actually understand math slightly, okay? But if you reduce something by 100%, it's now free. If you reduce it by 400, 500, 600%, where's my check? Because they should be paying me. When I go to the CVS or the Smiths and pick up my prescriptions that I pay, $40 for, $50 for, if he reduced them by that much, wouldn't I be getting a check back from Pfizer or one of the drug companies? Heck, I go get my COVID shot, I guess they should be paying me to stick that needle in my arm. Okay, I mean, he reduced the drug prices. What, did he reduce fentanyl out of Venezuela? Now he's bombing them because they don't want to reduce them by 600%? I don't know. That's a bad pun. I shouldn't even say that. I don't know. Why I shouldn't make fun of fentanyl. That's a bad thing. But my point is, my friends, tell me when, if at any point on Wednesday night when he spoke from the White House Or now is it like the gold-trimmed house? Okay, is it the gold-trimmed house? It's no longer the White House, right? I mean, it's the let me see how bad I can make this place look. Okay, that's what I want to do. I wonder, did he get to the toilets yet? Does he have the golden thrones yet? I'm not sure. Is it like his place in New York City? I'm not exactly sure. But at what point did he ever tell the truth on Wednesday night? Because I'm still waiting to figure it out. I haven't heard it yet. I mean, and how? Tell me this, MAGA. And even if you're not, quote unquote, if you don't want to say you're MAGA, you were a Republican or an independent that actually pulled the lever for him. Tell me how you justify this. Tell me how you can justify putting this in the Oval Office and being lied to on a daily basis. Heck, the people who lobbied for him and campaigned for him are realizing it's too much. All right, and then before the Wednesday night Lie Fest, I don't know, would that be a good word? I don't think Lie Fest would make sense. Okay, I don't know. Needless to say, his not telling the truth fest. I don't know what I should call it. Okay, maybe we'll call his the effed up broadcast event, as Brian's at the Un-F America event. I don't know. But one of his staunchest supporters, okay, someone that anyone on the left has despised for years right now, chimes in. Listen, we lost a really good man and his wife in Rob Reiner in the past week. And what the President of the United States did in describing the man's life in his death was frankly, okay, everything he does is criminal, but it was just heartless, and anyone who supported him should have felt embarrassed. And even Marjorie Taylor Greene, even her, she said that was out of line.
Tragic murder of Rob Reiner and his wife. MAGA faithful reacted big time. The tragic murder of Rob Reiner and his wife. MAGA faithful reacted big time. And they called it out. It's all over social media. People, his supporters, including myself, we didn't appreciate hearing the president, who himself was shot, and after Charlie Kirk's horrific murder, we didn't appreciate, even if you don't agree with Rob Reiner politically, there was no reason for his statement to be the statement that he made.
100% you have to agree with her on that statement, whether you love her or hate her. But MTG had that one right, because here's the deal. We all remember a couple of months ago when Charlie Kirk was assassinated, and I'll call it that, when he was shot at that event. And listen, I was never a Charlie Kirk fan, never, and I still am not a fan, but you don't necessarily pile on when a man or a woman has been murdered. And the right actually went after people like Jimmy Kimmel and such, because in their monologues they made some light of it and they had them pulled off the air, and it was a big stink. But now the torchbearer for the Republican Party and the MAGA agenda, he does it, and he does it 100 times worse, because it's amplified by the power of the White House. And everybody's supposed to just, no big deal. That Rob Reiner, yep, he was a meathead. No, it was wrong. It was not presidential. Nothing he does is presidential. And even his base has said it was off base. But what I want to know is, when will his base have the intestinal fortitude to just say no more? We're not putting up with it any longer. We don't give a rat's rear end what you do to us. We're not putting up with it anymore. I don't know if anybody has the guts to do that. Now, I would. I wouldn't care. I really wouldn't. I mean, but then again, they've got these cushy jobs and they kind of like them, I guess. I mean, while the rest of America is going to pay for health insurance, theirs is handled. Okay, they're okay. But At what point does the right just say, I can't support this even for a minute? At what point? I mean, how far do they have to push you? All right. Now, I will say this, and I've said this before, I believe on this very program, maybe a year or so ago. I don't know when I've said it, but I'll throw it out there. Okay. Me personally, I was a Republican born and bred for most of my life. Okay. The felon in chief came on the scene when he first ran, and I said there is no way on God's green earth I could support that. None. Can't do it. Zilch, nada, not happening. You can't support that and actually consider yourself a human. That's my honest opinion. You have to devoid yourself of any care for your fellow man to back that narcissistic, sexually abusing, well, at least in the civil court, okay, felon that we call president. You can't have any, I started with this talking about the holiday season, right? You can't have any goodwill to your fellow man if you support that. You just can't. Okay? And look, we all know that he absolutely 100% without a shadow of a doubt tried to lead an insurrection against America on January 6th, right, when he lost the 2020 election. We know that. Heck, MAGA knows that. I mean, you just know it. You have to be dumber than a box of rocks not to know that. All right? You literally had to be in a cave for 200 years not to know that's what happened. You would have to know that. Okay? You'd have to literally be sleeping with a dinosaur not to know that's what happened. All right? And what's interesting to me is amongst all of these things that he's doing and lying to America, that the New York Times actually just within the past 24 hours released some never before heard audio of our then president and now president, the felon in charge, Mr. Trump. Why am I calling him Mr.? I need to stop that. No respect here. I got to get my Rodney Dangerfield out. No respect. Okay. Don't laugh. Look, you can laugh at me if you're not laughing with me. That's okay. All right. But the New York Times had a story, and they uncovered some audio we hadn't heard from him trying to get Georgia to fix the election process for him. We've heard about you got to get rid of the votes, and we've heard that in the past. But a new one came to light within the past 24 hours. That was an audio recording the New York Times found between Donald Trump and Georgia's House Speaker, David Ralston.
You do it to uncover fraud. You could say for transparency and to uncover fraud, possible fraud. So who's going to stop you for that? It's like
a federal judge, possibly.
See, I love Ralston. Almost, he laughed at him. Who's going to stop it? He wanted him to call a special session of the Georgia House to throw out the votes and change the election. That's what he wanted to do. And Ralston, a fellow Republican, actually laughed at him and said, a judge isn't going to allow that to happen. What are you talking about? He chuckled. He respectively said, okay, sir, we'll think about it. And nothing happened. But we still sit here 5 years removed. We're coming up on 5 years from that, right? 4 years, okay, from when that happened. And we are uncovering more things that, again, should prove to any American by any reasonable doubt that he was involved in that and that it was meant to overthrow and keep him in office. That's what it was meant to do. Okay? And yet, MAGA friends, Republicans, are still backing this guy. Please tell me. I mean, he made that statement many years ago. You know, can murder someone, right? I think he said murder him on Fifth Avenue, and nothing would happen to him. I really actually think it might be the only true thing he ever said in his life, right? It might be the only true thing he ever said, because apparently he's doing everything to America to harm us, everything, and yet, what happens? He's still supported, and he's there. He is still supported, and he's not being thrown out of office. He should have never been allowed to run again. Okay? There's where I would raise my hand and say, all right, the Dems screwed that one up because they didn't get his rear end into court, okay? The Attorney General at the time, Merrick Garland, drug his feet. Let's be honest, okay? See, because when you do something wrong, you should be willing to admit it. And what the Dems did wrong was they didn't move quick enough. And they didn't move quick enough for a couple of reasons. One, they did not want to come off as the woman scorn, if you will. And they wanted due process. They wanted to make sure they dotted I's and crossed T's, but they screwed the pooch. Let's just say that. They messed that one up. He did not get tried, and thus, here we are again in the clutches of evil. Hey, I could do a cartoon. Can we do a cartoon like that? I want to do like Felon T. I don't know. Like maybe we could make like a Japanese animation cartoon. Okay, the Felon T, and he's coming for America, and he looks a little like Godzilla. Okay, and he just crushes. He as here the opening scene. Okay, I'm getting a little crazy here. The opening scene, he's like this big Godzilla-like thing with giant orange hair. Okay. And he's walking over a map of the U.S., and he's crushing Mexicans and African Americans with his feet. And he says, I'll take us back to a better time. And it's the Felon T. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I don't know where my mind went. I think right now, maybe that I'm hallucinating a little bit. I don't. Justin, can you kindly, would you do me a favor? Call me a therapist.
For sure.
I need one right now.
I can tell.
Okay? But I got an idea on that cartoon, don't I? There's an idea there. I could picture that, I'm telling you. Write that one down. We'll talk about it after the show. Call your favorite Japanese anime, will you? Okay, write that one down, and I'll tell you what, if you can get that one sold, we'll split it. Okay, you and I are 50-50 partners on that one. All right, the heck, we won't talk to Brian anymore. We'll just show him up. Hey, look what I did while I was on your show. I developed a Japanese anime cartoon. Hey, my friends, the lines are open. Oh, jeez. All right, I'm out of here. Justin just left the room. He said enough of this. You're going to handle this all yourself, Nick. I am Nick Bonsetto. I'm sitting in for Brian Shapiro today. You are listening to Pushing the Limits. Listen, I've got the phone line open, 702-221-7283. Can someone please call me today and tell me what I'm missing? Tell me why. Tell me what it is that makes people follow this Pied Piper everywhere and will follow him right off the cliff to their own doom, our impending doom as a nation here in America. Because I don't get it. I'll never get it. I'll never understand it. I mean, usually stuff like this happens like when people have pictures, compromising pictures of folks and all, right? I mean, they have it. But it's just one of those things that I never understood. No one will ever tell me that it's, I don't know. I'm just baffled by it all. Okay, call me naive, do whatever you want, but I don't get it. Oh, man. Hey, all right, the lines are open at 702-221-7283. Let's go to Scott. Scott, welcome to the program on Friday. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, I'm hanging in there, pal. I'm hanging in there. I'm trying to scratch my head figuring it all out.
I think Americans are, not all of them, but we're not the most educated people. But But I have to say this, that Mr. Cardinale kind of insulted me yesterday, and when he said he thought I was a former Republican. I don't have anything to do with those people. I'm a New York City liberal. I like guys, and I like women. I get Social Security. I get Medicare.
Yep.
I get a little bit of food stamps. I believe in diversity and women's rights.
You like got all the bases covered, Scott.
Yes. Next time I talk to him, I'm going to ask him what I said that he thought I might be a former Republican.
No, I tell the story, Scott. I won't lie. I'm from Jersey, so we're from the same neck of the woods. And I won't lie, I was kind of born into a Republican family, and I was for the longest time. And I had to walk away because there's no way in good conscience I could have that R anywhere near my name under the circumstances that are presented today. There's no way you could be a caring human being and back this. You just can't.
I was not born into any politics, but when Trump came down the escalator, I firmly knew I was a diehard Democrat.
There you go.
And the only thing that trickled down from Ronald Reagan was his stupid slogan, "Make America Great Again." Actually, the worst inflation we had was in 1973 under Richard Nixon. But, I mean, let's not tell the facts. But,
no, why should we do that? Don't let the facts get in the way of a good story, right, Scott?
Right, and then naturally the Democrat got blamed for it, Jimmy Carter, and then and then in 08, Bush was the president and Obama got blamed, and then in 20 Trump was the president and Biden got blamed. So we always dig ourselves out. Roosevelt dug us out of Hoover's depression. So, I mean, anyway, nice to meet you.
Hey, thanks,
I'm
Scott.
I'm also Italian, by the way. I like how Mr. Shapiro is Jewish and he gets all Italians. My mom was Jewish and my dad was Italian.
Well, there you go. And I'm married to a Jewish woman, and I'm Italian, but I'm married to a Jewish woman. It's perfect because, if you grew up in New York, in the city, if they were in the Bronx, the Italians and the Jews live next door to each other.
Yeah, I grew up in Far Rockaway in Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn.
So you know that what I say is accurate.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was born in Queens like our idiot president.
Oh, jeez. Don't tell people that. They'll make you guilty by association, Scott. All right, pal, you have an awesome day.
He belongs to Florida. He belongs to Florida now. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, I wish an alligator would eat him. All right, we'll see you, Scott. Have a great one. Hey, Merry Christmas to you, pal. Oh, man. All right. Hey, before we go to a break, how about if we go, we want to go, all right, let's go to this line. Alexa. Hold on, Alexa. Do I have to, say, activate the skill first? Alexa, welcome to the program.
Thank you. You got to understand, America doesn't give a hoot about people.
No.
So as long as it doesn't affect them, they're not going to care. But as soon as they get their benefits cut off, then they care.
Well, they better care soon because that's what's about to happen.
But they don't care.
I know.
Every MAGA I have talked to, I'm on disability. They just told me I need to get a job.
Yeah, well, that's because they don't know any better, okay? Can I tell you this, Alexa? I will say this, and I don't mind sharing this on the program. I'm 62 years of age, okay? And I was looking, and I decided when I saw what happened with this felon in the office, I took my Social Security at 62 years of age and said that I would only work part-time because I was afraid that by the time I got to 65, he would move the goalposts and it would be like retire at 70 for half the money. So I just took it because I was afraid of what he would do. He forced me to take it because I was worried and needed to be grandfathered in.
Yeah, my mother is 70, and she's still working because he upped it. Every year he upped it for her, so she's still working.
Yep, exactly. Hey, listen, Alexa, thank you so much for the phone call. I appreciate it. You hang in there, dear. Be well, and happy holidays to you, okay?
Thank you. You too.
All righty. Hey, listen, I know Carl and Jason and more are lined up on the phone lines. We will get to your calls coming up. This is Pushing the Limits. I'm Nick Bonzo. We're Brian Shapiro, who's off in Phoenix today talking to the masses. We'll come back, take your calls and more on Pushing the Limits.
Hey, everybody. Are you struggling to find a pizza place that reminds you of Brooklyn? That true blue New York style pie? Well, worry no more. Stallone's Italian Eatery Pizza is a knockout. We're located at 467 East Silverado Ranch Boulevard, just off of Premier Road, half a mile east of South Point Casino, just minutes from the Las Vegas Strip. Come by and grab a slice of pie. Plus, check out our Brooklyn-inspired Italian cuisine. Our sandwiches are super. Hero, that is. Because why be a sub when you can be a hero? Stallone's Italian Eatery is here to serve you phenomenal food, Vegas. Forget about it.
Who would have thought there'd be so many kids playing ice hockey in the desert? Jake Helb's Hockey Foundation and the Las Vegas Ice Warriors, founded by Gina Yusufzai 8 years ago, made it possible for families who can't afford the equipment and fees. Donate today at www.hockeyforkids.org and help us continue making a difference. Join us in supporting Jake Helb's Hockey Foundation and the Las Vegas Ice Warriors, where every kid gets a shot at the starting line. Just a reminder, our website is www.hockeyforkids.org.
You are way too smart, way too talented, way too good to be where you are. You are meant to be making way more money, feel way hotter in your body, and having way more fun. Hi, I'm Nicole Mitchell, and I'm a life coach. I help you get hotter and richer. If that is what you're looking for, you can find me at NicoleMitchell.com. My name, Nicole, is with a K, NicoleMitchell.com. You can reach out to me on my website or on Instagram, and I will be happy to be in touch and figure out what you're looking for and how I can support you in getting there.
Here's the deal. The country's a mess, and America's youth is stuck at the center of a tug-of-war between propaganda, billionaires, and political clowns who think TikTok is a national security threat, yet can't open their own email. But the real threat that keeps them up at night isn't TikTok. It's the power of the youth vote, and that's what the Unfuck America Tour is after. We're traveling the country, hitting campuses and cities, exposing the right wing's playbook, and calling out all the tricks they use to hook young people. We saw the youth vote shift in 2024, and if we don't reclaim that momentum now, we lose the future. Our future. We're not bankrolled by billionaires, corporations, or dark money. We're backed by regular people like you, who won't sit back while the rich strip this country for parts. We need you to help us stay on the road to push back against the misinformation machine. Click the link in the description or head over to unfuckamericatour.com to donate, because nobody else is coming to fix this mess.
Oh, man, I'm just sitting here enjoying the music. I'm Nick Bonsetto, sitting in for Brian Shapiro today. This is Pushing the Limits. The lines are open today, 702-221-7283. I think I need a therapist today as I try to figure out how in the heck America can keep listening to the lies that are spewed from our narcissistic felon in charge. I won't even say Mr. this time. You know, I won't. I'm gonna refer to him as Felon T, my new Japanese anime show that Justin and I are going to do. I know everyone calls him Numchuck. I won't call him Numchuck. Okay, I won't do that. I believe that he should be called Jason or King Jason or let's see. I got to think of something really good.
Wait. Who's Jason?
Oh, did I say Jason?
Yeah,
Justin.
There you go.
God, I'm looking at Jason on the phone lines. Okay, I was already jumping ahead to the phone. That's what's wrong. Okay, so Numchuck, now I'm going to call you King Jason Justin. Justin Jason.
I'll take it.
Okay, how about King JJ?
JJ, I like that.
King JJ.
King JJ.
Yeah. Okay, JJ. What did JJ Jimmy Walker used to say? Dynamite! All right. Okay, Justin is dynamite! All right, the lines are open. Somebody help me understand what the heck is going on in America. 702-221-7283. Jason, welcome to the show. I used your name for Justin. I don't know what happened. I got all messed up there.
talk with you, baby. Don't sweat it. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas
And
to
Brian,
you, my friend.
Brian, we miss you. Just let you know. But more than anything, like you was talking to your first caller, Scott, I'm also a New Yorker. And if everybody knew the American history, 99.9% of all black people were Republicans because of President Lincoln until a Southern strategy. And then we seen that the Republican Party didn't want us anymore. That's when we went to the Democratic Party. So, because before that, the Democratic Party was full of race. They were called the Dixiecrats.
Correct.
And anybody knows the real history of America. 99.9% of all African Americans were Republican before the Southern strategy. So if they didn't know that, more than anything, I was a Republican at once until I seen Ronald Reagan with the Contra affair, bringing cocaine and crack into our neighborhoods. That's made me switch. So, and Ronald Reagan is a Snow White compared to this Godzilla orange turd we have as a president.
Oh, you aren't kidding. You know, I remember the day. I remember being in New Jersey. I remember driving on Long Beach Island with my father. Of course, I wasn't driving just yet when Nixon retired. Or not retired, resigned. And when he resigned, at that time as a young man, I thought, I don't know if it'll ever get worse in the White House. Well, let me tell you, Nixon is like Jesus compared to this guy.
I agree. But
right?
You know what's even worse? I got what's worse. You know why we're in this situation? Because cult followers. It's a cult. MAGA is a cult. And they just like the Moonies, Reverend Mooney, and all the other Hare Krishnas. That's what MAGA means. It means follow blindly like a sheep and don't question nothing. They're a cult. I digress. Merry Christmas.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate you, Jason. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Be well. And I would agree with his comment. It has to be a cult. There's no other way. There's not a logical explanation amongst free-thinking humans that can explain to me anything more than it's a cult. Nothing more than a cult. What is it? There's no name. Is that the name you're giving me? You're going to lose your name, King JJ. King JJ. Okay, I got a Democrat MAGA. Is that the? All right, explain this one to me, please. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm the number one caller since 1974 to the show. The ratings go up immediately every time I call, so I thought I would call in and help out today.
Oh, you're going to help me out? Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you carrying the load. What is your name is Democrat MAGA?
Well, Democratic. So I'm not a Democrat, but I'm a Democratic MAGA. I call balls and strikes right down the middle.
Okay, you only want it down the middle.
I call the balls and strikes like I see it.
Okay, well let me hear how. I mean, you can't tell me that you think what he said was right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, so anyway, I wanted to go. They were calling earlier about the benefits and stuff like that. So let me just ask you: do you agree with Trump? And I'm sure you do. That let's say an able-bodied male, 18 to 64, should have to work or do something, not just sit home and collect benefits. Would you agree with that?
No.
Why?
Why? Because I'm 62 and I'm collecting the Social Security that I put in because the system told me I can collect Social Security and still work part-time or full-time and lose some benefits at 62. So to make that say 18 to 64.
I'm talking about the SNAP benefits.
But not all of them can.
And do you think, just blanket statement, if you're 53, able-bodied, and you don't feel like working, do you think I should have to give you money for food since I'm working? Why do I have to do that? If you don't feel like working, fine.
But you got to prove that I'm capable of working, don't you? How do you make that? My question is this. I'm not in disagreement with the fact that if you're an able-bodied human, you should be doing the best you can, okay, the best you can to provide for yourself and your family. I will agree with that. However, I'm going to say this. In the world we live in, someone could be working full-time at Burger King.
Correct.
And they can't afford their food and a roof over their head, so they need help. Would you agree with that?
Yes and no, in the sense that you can't make every job. So, for instance,
right, you can't make every job pay the bills, correct? There's not a way to make every job pay enough to pay the bills. So as America, do we kick those people? Do we kick those people to the street and say, the hell with you, you're not capable of making enough money, and we don't care if you starve? You can't do that. America is not built that way.
It's impossible. There are no poor people in America. And here's what I mean by that.
Compared to Ethiopia, maybe you're right.
Compared to 2/3 of the world, China, the Middle East. People here,
but we don't pay bills like the Middle East.
I go to their house. They're on Section 8. They get free house. They get Medicaid. They get free health care. They get free schooling.
Have you looked at the prices of apartments in Vegas today in America? Have you looked at the costs?
So why is everything free? Do you get free college now? I got to pay for your college too? Biden said, yeah. Take out a loan.
Come on, dude. And the Republican people that are running the damn colleges are charging them $50,000 a year, and they're lucky if the profession is going to pay them $30,000.
College is a scam. It's all done. College is liberal. It's the liberal.
It's based on capitalism, which the Republicans embrace wholeheartedly, and the capitalistic side of the university says we're going to charge as much as we can, right?
Well,
they are, aren't they?
It's got to be regulated by the state.
Yeah, but listen, you can't expect. There are millions of Americans who work and still need help because the economic engine of America does not afford them the opportunity to pay their bills. It's not freaking Ethiopia, and they can go live in a tent or some Adobe for $100 a month. Go find the cheapest apartment in Vegas. You can't get one for under $1,200.
Well, here's the thing with that. I saw when the government shut down and they stopped the SNAP benefits, they were giving out food in food lines. And one person in particular on the local news opened my eyes. The mom pulls up in a newer, I'd say within a 5-year-old Highlander, 3 kids in the back seat, all in their iPhone 20s. They're streaming some movie. The mom's sitting in the front seat on her iPhone, and they're waiting for their free food.
And could they have been? Now, let's not assume. Could they have been, when those lines and when those stories were, that was when the government was shut down. Could they have been? Could they have been the family of a government worker who didn't get a check for a couple of weeks, and they were just looking to eat? Could that have happened?
Yes.
Okay, so don't use it as a blanket statement.
No, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. What about right now in Minnesota? They found we dodged a bullet with this Tim Walz. He is asleep at the wheel, or he's corrupt. $18 billion.
And you're saying Tim Walz is corrupt, and the guy in the White House is the biggest criminal in freaking America.
I'm talking about. Don't give me. What about Trump? I'm talking about.
Do you mean we don't? So the MAGA side that constantly. Oh, what about Biden? What about Hunter Biden? What about Obama? What about Clinton? That's all they do is what about
you. What about? I brought up Tim Walz, and what do you say about how that state's being run? What today? ABC News came out, not some partisan hack, not Fox News, that half of Medicare, Medicaid, $18 billion, half of it is fraud. That's on top of the Somalia fraud.
And tell me how Tim Walz, tell me this. How does Tim Walz go through application by application? Listen, the government, federal, state, local, they have their people, and it is their job, to look at the applications, right? Is it not?
Wrong. Well, here's the thing.
Okay, so I know it goes to the top. Blame
come out and he silenced them all the whistleblowers.
Oh, I'm sure he silenced them all. He went in and told them all, shut the hell up. You can't talk.
Trump also wants...
Talk about shutting them up. Trump don't want anybody to see the Epstein files. Thus, they didn't come out today, right?
that Epstein file, it's the biggest load. We've been talking about it.
See,
for
it's a
5
big
years.
load when you want it to be a load, but when I say it, it's not. What's up with that?
Brian's been talking about it for 3 years. It is going to be so redacted, watered down, manipulated.
It's going to be redacted. Why is it going to be redacted to the point that you can't tell that the felon in chief has been there?
Well, why? Well, what about Bill Gates, the photo with the girl with her face?
And that's okay. And I'm willing to say that Clinton was in the pictures. I'm sure of it. Okay? But
so
don't
when I
freaking
talk about fraud, you bring up Epstein. So what about when Trump says, listen, this snap is out of control. There's 21 Democratic states that won't release their snap information. They said, listen.
Because they don't have to.
But they don't have to. But why not say, listen, during the Biden administration.
How about Trump releases the information we want? That he won't even show you the damn consumer reports every month because he wants to hide them.
Well, see, there you go. Well, what about Trump? Every time I bring it, you can't say, well, what about Trump?
Well, you want the federal government run by Trump to have access. And all they do is hide and manipulate the numbers. Just like they want Nevada, they want all our voter data. F them.
Or are you hiding the data because you won't release it to us?
You know what?
You have nothing to hide and everything.
The ratings haven't gone up. If anything, my blood pressure has. Have a good day. Oh, my gosh. You can't argue stupid, can you? No, you just can't. Okay? He's down the middle. If that's down the middle, I got a bridge to sell you. Okay, it's a matter of fact, if you're here in Vegas, there's a bridge runs between Flamingo and Sahara. I'm going to sell it to you. Oh, Lord, help me. Whoa, where are we going? Carl, help me, please. Carl, welcome to Pushing the Limits.
Yeah, Nick, you're a great replacement for Brian. I got news for you.
Thank you.
I can't help you. I'm a retired psychologist.
I need help.
And you really don't. You really don't. You're just venting your thoughts. And some people do it one way. Some people do it another way. And you're doing it the way that you feel comfortable.
Well, thank you for giving me that.
Very well.
I feel better.
Yeah, you're coming across well. You don't need any therapy, believe me.
All right,
You're
thank
doing
you.
fine.
If I do, I'll call
Okay.
you. I'll ask King JJ to get your number. I'll call you, Carl, because I might need it.
But
in about
but the
45
people
minutes.
Who do need, the people who do need therapy, I listen to a lot of these MAGA people, and unfortunately, they have something psychologically very wrong with a part of their brain. I think most of the MAGA people that I listen to, they're very weak-minded. Their minds are extremely weak. And they listen to thought, like somebody gives them, like Trump or whatever, and if it's over and over and over again, they start to believe it. They won't investigate. They don't have the intelligence to investigate to see if they're wrong, what they're hearing. They'll just listen to it, and their minds are so weak that they'll just accept it.
Yeah, but
And that's the problem.
yeah, listen, and Carl, I get that. My one take. All right, we can't. I know we cannot expect that everyone in America is at the same education level with each other. Not everyone educationally is equal. We do know that. Now we're equal as a people. Okay, but there are different levels of education, and there are. But I just find there are a lot of things to me that become puzzling, Carl, because I think they're common sense and they're just about being a good person, and that people just have decided to say the hell with it. I don't need to hear it,
But
and that's
thing-
what puzzles me.
Yeah, one thing, education has nothing to do with common sense and intelligence.
That's true.
That's the problem. That has nothing at all to do with
That's
it.
true.
There are a lot of MAGA people who are educated and still have that problem with their psychology, that they cannot grasp what's right and what's wrong. That's the main thing.
Yeah, and I can understand that. And I got to be honest with you. I feel like you need to leave your number and address with King JJ here. I've dubbed him that now. And because I probably need to send you $20 at least for this small therapeutic session that we've had, because it has helped me. And I'm not making light of it. I actually, you make a lot of sense with what you're saying, and I appreciate you chiming in today.
Yeah. The last thing I just want to say
Go ahead.
is the American public is I think is starting to realize what's happening. The midterms are going to prove it. I think the
from your lips to
Congress
God's ears
is going to be changed around. I think they're getting Trump. And what he says on his speeches is it was a blowout by the whole lecture. Well, he got less than 1% of the popular vote, and what's going to happen is he's just losing it. The American public is finally seeing what kind of a actually unintelligent, lying con man that there is in office.
It's terrible.
And that's what's going to happen.
It's really, really
bad. That's it.
It's
Okay,
really,
you
listen
take
again,
care.
thank
Have a
you,
good
Carl.
Christmas.
Hey, I don't know
Have a
what
good
you
Christmas.
celebrate, but happy holiday to you.
Have a good Christmas. Okay,
Thank you,
take
my
care.
friend. Be well. Oh, man. Hey, the lines are open. This is Pushing the Limits. I'm Nick Bonzetto sitting in for Brian Shapiro. Lines open 702-221-7283. We love to hear from you today. Hey, let's go back to the phones. Chris, welcome to the program.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, Chris. What's happening?
Not much. So I'm just going to start things off by for years, I hated talking about politics because I just couldn't stand doing it. I just can't stand it. But recently, with everything that's been going on with MAGA and everything, I just can't help but pay attention to it. But there's a couple things I just want to get off my chest here. And if you don't mind, I would like to send a message to Democratic MAGA, if I may, really quick.
Oh, please, go ahead. Just make it that we can air it and don't have to beep you.
Oh, don't worry. I can keep it PG. I can try to keep it as PG as I can.
Okay,
So,
do that.
Democratic MAGA, I got news for you, okay? You have no idea what you're talking about. 90% of what you say is nothing but word vomit. And here's a little thing here. You talk about people who shouldn't be on food stamps. You talk about people who are able-bodied should be getting off their butts and working. I got news for you, okay? I'm not going to disclose how much I make, and I'm not going to disclose how much I pay in rent. But people would say what I pay in rent is a steal in comparison to other people, and what I make in a check is a steal. But I'm going to say this much. I pay, with all the bills that I pay, I still can barely put food. I can still barely pay for food or anything else. So you're going to sit here and tell me and other people like me that we should get off our butts and work? I work 12 plus hours a day. I work almost 60 hours a week. And you're going to sit here and tell me that I should be getting off my butt and working? I am barely ever home half the time. So what do you have to say to that one?
Yeah, no, I see. And that's what I tried to say. I mean, there are a lot of good people in America, you sound like one of them, who are working to their utmost and still can't make ends meet. And those people should not be tossed away like yesterday's newspaper, or people don't use newspapers today, I know. But you can't be tossed aside like the trash. They are humans and they are fellow Americans, and the economic engine that drives America has made it unaffordable to a large number of Americans. And because of that, we cannot leave these people in the dust on the streets. And then we just, what are we supposed to have?
Tell me about it.
We supposed to have 100 million homeless people? No, we're not. We can't have.
No, exactly.
You can't have it. And we have to be human, and have a heart and not starve people that are working at McDonald's or wherever 40 hours
I know.
It's absurd. It's absurd to think it. And your point is well made, and you're a hardworking person. And even if you're making good money, hey, I will tell you this, and I did this. My wife and I did this last week, by the way, and I did this. Look, we have a home. We pay a mortgage. It's expensive. There's no two ways about it, okay? And we thought, hey, if we sold our house, what would it cost to rent an apartment? And I went to an apartment building in the Centennial area of Vegas. And I went to an apartment building that's a newer apartment building. And I went there and I said, I want to see a 2-bedroom and what it costs. We're talking $2,500. It's ridiculous. How do people afford it? It's crazy.
Right. And the other thing I wanted to get off my chest just really quick before by the way, thank you so much for taking my call really quick.
Thank you.
So the other thing I want to get off my chest is this. I like I said, I can't stand politics, but the number one thing that just breaks my heart and it just scares the living crap out of me more than anything else is how many people support what's going on right now. I can't believe how many brainwashed idiots there are in this country and how they could support the. I'm not going to address him by his name because every time I say his name, it makes me want to puke.
Just say the felon. We'll call him the felon in charge today.
I'll agree with that. The felon in charge. People are so like every single time anyone like us brings up something he's done wrong, they will pivot and say, "Well, what about Biden? What about Biden?" And you have to say, "Newsflash, pal, stop! Why don't you hold him responsible for anything?" And they avoid it every single time. They are so brainwashed.
All I will say is this: when Joe Biden was in the White House, love him or hate him, at night I slept and I didn't worry about what I was waking up to the next day. Okay, the economic engine was not always perfect, but I slept knowing that I had an adult in the room and not somebody that was going to go off on some tangent while we were all sleeping and start another issue in America.
We could go on for I could go for hours about the thing. Yeah, but anyways, thank you so much for taking my call. Let's get going, but take it easy and you have a good one and happy holidays to you.
Same to you. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Lines open 702-221-7283. Let's take another call before we have to take a break. Is it Ramon or Raymond? Ramon, how are you?
Ramon. Good. Thanks for taking my call.
You got it.
Just response to that Democrat, that mega moron about SNAP. He acts like Trump put work requirements in SNAP. We've had it. It's been, 18 able-bodied adults.
Yes.
We've always had it. And the president that put that in the SNAP was that black president who wore a tan suit. So these Republicans need to understand it was Obama who put those requirements in, which if they're 18 to 55 and they're able-bodied, they should be working.
Well, that's correct. However, but then as we say, though, that doesn't always mean you'll get off of the SNAP rolls because you still have an income situation that could be addressed.
Exactly.
Right.
And one key thing too, I want this moron to understand the big beautiful bill. After that was signed, the SNAP requirements for if you're a veteran and you're under the allotted income, you could be on SNAP because you were a veteran.
Correct.
The big beautiful bill took that out, and even if you're a homeless veteran, you still are not guaranteed SNAP, even though you're under the financial guideline. You have to have another condition to be on SNAP. Yeah. So all this Republican nonsense that they care about our veterans and our homeless and that, it's just nonsense.
It is nonsense. Hurt. And as I said, and where I started with this whole thing, Ramon, is that I just don't understand, short of they are brainwashed, how anyone can look at what's going on in America and say this is okay.
And my final point, and I appreciate you taking the call.
You're welcome.
Love your energy, by the way.
Thank you.
Is that you asked why these people still are devoted for Trump. I think a majority of them understood that their lives aren't going to get better, that the people who they hate lives are going to get worse.
Yeah.
I'm Mexicans,
with you. Ramon, I got you, my friend. Thank you so much. We gotta hit a break coming up. You have an awesome holiday and be well.
Take care.
Okay. Man, this is Pushing the Limits. I'm Nick Bonzetto in for Brian Shapiro. He is in Phoenix, the AmFest in Phoenix, the Un-F America tour he's taking part in, and I'm happy to be here. Lines open 702-221-7283. When we come back on the other side of the top of the hour, we'll continue with your phone calls, and I'll get therapy, hopefully from you, on how to take care of things. I don't get this MAGA stuff. I just don't get it.
Here's the deal. The country's a mess, and America's youth is stuck at the center of a tug-of-war between propaganda, billionaires, and political clowns who think TikTok is a national security threat, yet can't open their own email. But the real threat that keeps them up at night isn't TikTok. It's the power of the youth vote, and that's what the Unfuck America tour is after. We're traveling the country, hitting campuses and cities, exposing the right wing's playbook and calling out all the tricks they use to hook young people. We saw the youth vote shift in 2024, and if we don't reclaim that momentum now, we lose the future, our future. We're not bankrolled by billionaires, corporations, or dark money. We're backed by regular people like you, who won't sit back while the rich strip this country for parts. We need you to help us stay on the road to push back against the misinformation machine. Click the link in the description or head over to unfuckamericatour.com to donate, because nobody else is coming to fix this mess.
Pushing the limits every weekday at noon on KSHP North Las Vegas, FM, AM, 829-6HP North Las Vegas, and KSHP.com.
Hey, everybody, are you struggling to find a pizza place that reminds you of Brooklyn? That true blue New York style pie? Well, worry no more. Stallone's Italian Eatery Pizza is a knockout. We're located at 467 East Silverado Ranch Boulevard, just off of Premium Road, half a mile east of South Point Casino, just minutes from the Las Vegas Strip. Come by and grab a slice of pie. Plus, check out our Brooklyn-inspired Italian cuisine. Our sandwiches are super hero, that is, because why be a sub when you can be a hero? Stallone's Italian Eatery is here to serve you phenomenal food, Vegas. Forget about it.
Who would have thought there'd be so many kids playing ice hockey in the desert? Jake Helb's Hockey Foundation and the Las Vegas Ice Warriors, founded by Gina Yusufzai 8 years ago, made it possible for families who can't afford the equipment and fees. Donate today at www.hockeyforkids.org and help us continue making a difference. Join us in supporting Jake Helb's Hockey Foundation and the Las Vegas Ice Warriors, where every kid gets a shot at the starting line. Just a reminder, our website is www.hockeyforkids.org.
You are way too smart, way too talented, way too good to be where you are. You are meant to be making way more money, feel way hotter in your body, and having way more fun. Hi, I'm Nicole Mitchell, and I'm a life coach. I help you get hotter and richer. If that is what you're looking for, you can find me at NicoleMitchell.com. My name, Nicole, is with a K, NicoleMitchell.com. You can reach out to me on my website or on Instagram, and I will be happy to be in touch and figure out what you're looking for and how I can support you in getting there.
Have you ever dreamed of having your own radio show or a podcast, but just didn't think it was possible? Well, dreams can come true. Radio U. Radio U is a 5-day course that'll teach you how to acquire your dream show. We'll teach you how to host, how to write commercial, how to interview, how to market, how to write a contract, and most importantly, how to monetize your dream radio show. You'll learn from some of the best in the business with over 75 years in broadcast experience. You'll learn from people like me. And the best part, every single student will be live on the radio as part of the class. Plus, one student from each class will get their very own radio show. You'll be live on the air right here in Las Vegas. Radio U. The 5-day course is being offered at $699. For more information, give Radio U a call. 702-763-5024. That's 702-763-5024. Or check them out at RadioYOU101.com.
Here's the deal. The country's a mess, and America's youth is stuck at the center of a tug-of-war between propaganda, billionaires, and political clowns who think TikTok is a national security threat, yet can't open their own email. But the real threat that keeps them up at night isn't TikTok. It's the power of the youth vote, and that's what the Unfuck America tour is after. We're traveling the country, hitting campuses and cities, exposing the right wing's playbook and calling out all the tricks they use to hook young people. We saw the youth vote shift in 2024, and if we don't reclaim that momentum now, we lose the future, our future. We're not bankrolled by billionaires, corporations, or dark money. We're backed by regular people like you, who won't sit back while the rich strip this country for parts. We need you to help us stay on the road to push back against the misinformation machine. Click the link in the description or head over to unfuckamericatour.com to donate, because nobody else is coming to fix this mess.
Welcome back, Hour 2, Pushing the Limits. I'm Nick Bonsato, sitting in for Brian Shapiro. Brian is in Phoenix at AmFest and the Un-F America Tour. I can't say what it really is. Not allowed to do that, but he'll be back on Monday. But I'm here with you on this Friday. The lines are open at 702-221-7283. Of course, you can follow everything at pushingthelimits.live or at PTL Radio Show on YouTube. So many great ways to ingest, digest, whatever you want to call it, the program, and we appreciate having you on board. We had a great first hour. Got a few other things, of course, I'd like to get into, as well as taking your calls. Hey, it's always great when you get a text in the midst of a show from your adult daughter. And my daughter, Shell, in Pennsylvania, just told me I'm making her proud because I stand up to these MAGA fools. Okay? All right, so I'm a proud papa today. I am proud. All right? King JJ, get me a proud papa cake, will you? King JJ, I need one. Okay? Because no more nunchuck today. He's King JJ. All right? Dynamite. I don't know. I'm losing my whole freaking mind. Okay? I'm losing my mind. But, I think about the things, in the first hour I was asking, how do people, how does anyone with a brain, you got to be this stinking scarecrow in the Wizard of Oz not to understand what the heck is going on in the White House today. Because that guy doesn't give a rat's rear end about any of us. None of us. If we're not in his wealthy circle, he could care less. And he shows it each and every day. And, I started the program talking about the lies that were spewed. And listen, I said it before. This is the holiday season, right? I started with this early on. The holidays, peace on earth, goodwill to men. A time of just being nice and being a good person, right? Even if you're not capable of that all year, we're at a time of year where everyone should be doing that, right? Or at least trying. And then we have to find out also this week, amongst all of the lies and the continued deceit and lies to the American people by the felon, okay, the felon in charge. I'd like to say the narcissistic, sexually abusing felon, okay? Okay, and I know he was found liable in civil court, not in a criminal court, okay? And also I could throw an insurrectionist, as we also played that audio clip earlier, right? If you sit here and defend him, do you still have that King JJ? Do you have that number 5 clip? Can you get to that? Just remind folks that back in 2020, we've heard a lot of things, but just recently, the New York Times in the past 24 hours unearthed more audio of the felon in charge trying to make Georgia change the election. Okay? Here's how it sounded. Or no, you didn't. I'm sorry. I messed you up.
To uncover fraud. You could say for transparency and to uncover fraud. Possible fraud. So who's going to stop you for that? It's like
a federal judge, possibly.
Merry Christmas to America. More proof that he led an insurrection against America, got away with it, and became president again. But, in the holiday spirit, as the felon in charge is revamping the entire White House and wiping away decades and centuries of tradition and what the White House stood for. He created this Hall of Presidents, or whatever we want to call it. He created that. And for the holidays, he decided he was going to write the plaques, right? And I have to do this. I hope my glasses are good. I couldn't memorize this. But in his plaque from our former president that allowed us all to sleep at night without worrying about what he did, Sleepy Joe Biden was by far the worst president in American history. taking office as a result of the most corrupt election ever. Okay? I could sit here and read the whole thing, right? I mean, he talked about everything he did. He did good. Biden let 21 million people from all over the world pour into the United States and just make your life a living hell, didn't he? Oh, it's all Biden's fault. But this is the president of the United States of America. And people sit back and go, okay, it's the felon being the felon. It's just who he is. No, this guy has his finger on the freaking button, okay? What he can do and has done to America is downright criminal, and it's scary as hell. I mentioned I have children in their prime. I have a grandchild who's getting ready to make his own way in the world. And what is happening in D.C. in this administration is setting America back decades. It's sending it back to a time I remember as a young man growing up in New Jersey when blacks and whites stayed on the opposite side of the street, okay? And I remember those days. And it harkens back to a time of inequality, not equality, to a time he's bringing us back. Making America great is the most politically incorrect statement, because all they want to do is go back to a time when many in America didn't have the rights they have today. Women, people of color, immigrants. All they want to do is make it everyone else's fault but yours. If you're like me, all right, you're okay. If you're a 60-year-old white man in America, you're fine. You're just who we want, right? But don't be the Hispanic guy that painted my house, that put in my floors, and works his ass off every day. We want to ship him out of the country. Give me a stinking break, please. Give me a break. Oh, man. We got the phone lines open, 702-221-7283. Fish taco. I don't like tacos, but we'll see if we like fish taco. How are you?
Hey, Nick. Well, I like you, and I'm digging the vibe today, man. Sounds good. I just want to have two very quick points. I want to discuss the Senate race in Texas, Jasmine Crockett against James Tallarico. Two excellent Democrats that are fighting right now that we need. However, as much as I love Jasmine Crockett, I think James Tallarico with that with the Christian vote and the way he's spreading his message at a time when everybody can see this crook and this con artist and this POS, I think has a better chance at winning that Senate race. I found out something about Janice Crockett that completely broke my heart, and that is that she took some AIPAC money. So for us progressives, that's a no-no.
Yeah,
all right?
I get that. And I'm going to be honest with you, Jimmy. I don't know enough about the race to sit here and speak, in any kind of a manner of assertion. But, here's the bottom line, though. We have to have the biggest blue wave you've ever seen. I mean, we have to have a tsunami. And if we don't, that's going to be our own fault.
Agreed. I think we're heading in that direction. I'm still a little skeptical. I'm very worried because there is massive cognitive dissonance in this country. And I want to try to explain something that everybody's been talking about forever, and that is, how can somebody vote for this guy? How can somebody still support? Listen, if you took a kid from Queens and another kid from somewhere in the middle of the United States, and you put them in an insult fight, the guy from Queens is going to win every single time.
That's probably
I grew up in Queens, right? I mean, listen, I grew up in Queens. All we did was rank each other out. That's all we ever did. That's all everybody did. You know what I mean? They had that thing where you joke about, and you go to the lowest levels, and you don't care. You're going to win.
I would agree with that. I grew up in New Jersey. It's very similar.
Exactly the same in Jersey. So when 15 years ago he got up on that stage
with 15 other Republicans who were, standing there in their blue suits. They had no idea that what was going to come out of this guy's mouth, and he flattened them out because all he did was insult them. So what did the yahoos watching this do? They went, "Oh my God, I ain't never heard anybody talk like him before." And they just did backflips, and they couldn't believe what they were hearing. Meanwhile, if you're from Jersey, if you're from New York City, you've been hearing that your entire life. That's what this guy is. He's nothing but a Queen's piece.
Yeah, and you know what? Man. Here's the thing. Can I call you Mr. Taco?
Whatever, man. Fish taco, fish.
All right, fish. I like fish. That reminds me of Barney Miller. Okay, which was also placed in New York. But
awesome show.
It was. Listen, but if you are from that neck of the woods like you are and I am, you just knew he was being a bully. He was just trying to bully them all. You could see that. But maybe Corn Farmer in Nebraska didn't get that. And obviously they didn't, right?
Oh, they jumped out of their skin, man.
They thought it was cool, right? It was like they were watching a damn movie. And in truth,
exactly.
Listen.
That's my
Fish, let me say this, okay? As I let you go here, in my career, I've been doing this since 1981. I was in the sports world for a good 30 plus years. And I've had the privilege, if you want to say it that, in most cases, the privilege of talking to a lot of individuals in prominent roles in society and in sport. And I look back at my story, and I've interviewed in the sports side, actually a lot of people who were president. I interviewed Joe Biden when he was a senator, and we were talking about sport and some things. I interviewed Barack Obama. I've interviewed Bill Clinton and George W. Bush, and I interviewed the felon in chief. Okay. And I interviewed him in the 90s. Okay. When he had, no real political aspirations. And I tell this story, and it's not because of who he is today. It's because of who he was then. When I interviewed him in the early 90s, he was the biggest horse's ass I'd ever had on my program. He was a spoiled brat, okay? And I was sitting there trying to be kind, ask them the questions they wanted to address the topics. And when it was all said and done, okay, because I wasn't there, I didn't have an axe to grind with him or anything of that at the time. His handler came to me and said, as he was leaving, and said, "Thank you very much for the interview. That was awesome. We'll be in touch. We'd like to come on again." And my exact words to him were, "Lose my number. I will never interview him again." And that was before he was the felon in charge. And that was before he had, quote unquote, political aspirations that all of America has seen. I had the opportunity to speak with him when he was felon businessman, okay, and had come off of his times when he had his USFL team, and he still had eyes set on being an NFL owner. And I had talked to him in that realm, and he was an ass there, and nothing has changed. And when I tell people that, they say, "Oh, no, you're being no, I got one-on-one. I spoke to him." And people they show you who they are, believe them. And for some reason, they don't believe them.
We saw that growing up for 20 years. We saw, all you heard while growing up was he ripped off another contractor. Well, what's new today? He ripped off this it was going on for years. And we all saw, you could see a con man a mile away if you're.
Oh, I know. Atlantic City, he destroyed it.
Do you remember when Bon Jovi wanted to buy the Buffalo Bills? And Trump, do you know that story?
Yes.
And Trump went up against them and bid him out. And he didn't even want the team. He just wanted to beat Bon Jovi out of buying the Bills. And it was like a horrible thing. And he was going to move there. Bon Jovi was going to move to Buffalo and get it all going. It was one of his big things. These guys have money. They can pull that off. But Trump destroyed it, of course. But listen, Nick, thank you. And I want to say to my PTL family, happy holidays, everyone. Love you.
Hey, happy holiday, Fish. Thank you for the call. Lines open, 702-221-7283. This is Pushing the Limits. I'm Nick Bonsanto sitting in for Brian Shapiro today. Brian's in Arizona, in Phoenix, for the AmFest. Hopefully he's having a good time and setting a few folks straight, trying to rally the troops to make sure there is a blue wave come the midterms, because Lord knows we need that. We can't handle this guy anymore. I guess we lost one there. Okay, that's all right. King JJ, what are you doing? Kicking people out? What are you doing? That ain't right. I don't know what I'm going to do with you. I get it, Listen, I'm sitting here. Listen, if the felon in charge can blame everyone else for his ills, I could blame King JJ for a dropped phone call. I'm kidding. Totally kidding. Totally kidding. By the way, if you're wondering who King JJ is, it's he calls him Nunchuck. I won't call him that. I just don't want to. I don't like that. Okay? Because Nunchuck is violent. A Nunchuck is a violent instrument. Okay? Made to hurt people. And I don't want to have a violent instrument. No.
I almost Nunchucked you. You don't even realize.
Gotta love it. But anyway, look, let's get back to the topic at hand. And I was talking about, before we got the calls, I was talking about what the felon in chief, in charge, in chief, whatever. I mean, he's just a felon. Can I just say that? I mean, it's true. It's not even liable to say it. Okay. So, I don't ever want to, someday he might sue me. That's probably why I don't do this every day anymore, because I'd probably get sued. There'd be no doubt about it. But what he's doing with the plaques, how do you do that? Hey, and let's not forget the fact that he's trying to whitewash the history of the Kennedy Center, right? And here's the thing. They just announced, was it yesterday or the day before, within the past 2 days, they announced that the vote for the Kennedy Center would change it to the Trump Kennedy Center, right? Okay. They're already putting up the signs today. Like he didn't have that vote handled. And if you believe reports from Congress folks, okay, the opposition to the name change, their phone calls were muted in the vote and they were not allowed to speak. All right. That is what was said. And as a matter of fact, if you will bear with me here, as I'm talking, the worst thing to do is I'm talking to you and looking at my phone. That's kind of an American thing to do today, right? Okay. It is kind of an American thing to do. And of course, Representative Joyce Beatty, she has said point blank, she said that she was on the call as a voting member, and every time she went to speak, they muted her phone. She was not allowed to chime in. The vote was rammed through like everything else that happens in D.C. under the felon in charge. And they already have the signage going up today. This thing happened within 48 hours ago. There it is. King JJ has it. I can't quite put it up on the video. Oh, he's going to. Okay, great. If you'll do that, you'll be King JJ the first. Okay? And he's going to put this up. You can see it is already up. The Donald J. Trump and Kennedy Center. All right? It is a joke. How did they have that ready to go? It's freaking going into Christmas. They had to have that thing sitting on ice for the past 2 months waiting, and he knew it was just a done deal. And they were going to ram it through as they always had. And I think King JJ is working on this. But, this technology stuff is tough for him. It's really hard for him. I think his SC hat's on a little too tight today, and he's having a difficult time. But he's working on it. He's going to get it for us. And we'll show you what we were talking about. But the signage is already up. Listen. All right? Once again, here's what a logical mind, anyone that is a free thinker, can ascertain from what has already happened with the Kennedy Center. The deal is he appointed the board They're his people. He kicked everyone else out. Okay, do we have it up there yet? Okay, he's working on it. I'll tell you. He's gonna become court jester, JJ, if he can't get this up there soon. I mean, I'm worried about him. Do you need a blue technology pill to get that up there? All right, I'm sorry I said that. But anyway, I mean, he appointed the board, kicked out the people he didn't want. They ram a vote through within the last 48 hours. Look at that. You're back to King JJ. Here's the photo on the feed right now. It is already up less than 48 hours after it was approved. It is already up that it is now the Donald J. Trump Kennedy Center. It's already done. Any reasonable mind who thinks freely knows there's no way that signage was prepared in the 48 hours since the vote. It was done. It was already fait accompli the day he changed the voting, folks. And he said, listen, here's what he said. The felon in chief, he kind of went, he goes, all right. I got you guys on the board. Here's the plan. Okay. You're going to add my name. As a matter of fact, you're going to put it in front of JFK's name. You're not going to put me second place. I'm going to be in front of it. I'm going to put you on the board, but you have to vote for it. Now, here's the deal. Don't go in and vote for it until I have the signs ready to go. Because the minute you vote for it, I want to slap my name on it because Lord knows I want to get a presidential erection when I see my name on the Kennedy Center. My word. Tell me how in the hell that can happen. How does it have a vote in 48 hours and the name's already up? I mean, does the guy have like a silo in Washington with Donald J. Trump letters that are freaking 6 foot tall to adorn any building he's going to change his name to? Is there a bigger narcissist in the history of politics than the felon in charge? Because I'm 62 years old. I don't know of one. I don't know of anyone who is as narcissistic as this orange felon clown that's in charge. Anyone? Bueller? No. Okay, Bueller's not here. Because there is no one. There is no one as self-serving and narcissistic as the felon in charge. They don't exist. They do not exist. You know? Oh, my God. Oh, well, I'm trying to look at some of the, I'm turning this around. Did I see someone say on that feed? Could you go back to that? Someone say that JFK would be like turning over in their grave. I thought I saw something like that because that would be about right. I know, I already know Kennedy's family is not happy with this. Well, maybe except for the guy that thinks he's a doctor and is in the administration and is who said it? Christina? John F. Kennedy would be disgusted to have his name with Trump. Amen, Christina. You are 110% correct. Oh, my word. Hey, you know, oh, Lord. Can I ask you a question? What do you think? Okay, I know we have to go to break in a minute or two, but, you know, I was just thinking, you know, JFK comes to mind. I think of all of the documentaries and the films that were done, and you remember the Stone film JFK and all of that stuff. What a field day Hollywood's going to have when they write the Trump scripts, okay? Because it will be so you could not write it in real life. As a matter of fact, there she is right there talking about the Kennedy Center. That video right there is the Congresswoman. I don't know if you could put that up there, but she was talking that her conversation in the vote to debate it was there. You want to run that clip? Go ahead, run that clip, King JJ.
I'm Congresswoman Joyce Beatty. I'm sitting here in my congressional office in Washington, D.C., just ending a call with the Kennedy Center, where I serve as an ex officio member. I am bringing this to you live today because what you may hear is that there was a unanimous vote to rename the Kennedy Center the Trump Center. Be clear. I was on that call, and as I tried to push my button to voice my concern, to ask questions, and certainly not to vote in support of this, I was muted. Each time I tried to speak, I was muted. Participants were not allowed to voice their concerns who were online. Yet it was said at the end, it was a unanimous vote. Clearly, the Congress has a say in this. This center, the Kennedy Center, was created by the Congress. I think it's important for us to know that this is just another attempt to evade the law and not let the people have a say. As a strong supporter of the arts, as someone during my entire time here in Congress, I have participated in the Kennedy Center's programs, and I salute all the artists who have performed there.
And there you have it. It was not a unanimous vote because those who were opposed were silenced. Okay? They were silenced. Listen, you won't be silenced if you call in today, 702-221-7283. This is Pushing the Limits. I'm Nick Bonzetto in for Brian Shapiro. And when we come back, we'll take your calls and we'll talk about this travesty in naming the Kennedy Center after the felon in chief.
Hey, everybody, are you struggling to find a pizza place that reminds you of Brooklyn? That true blue New York style pie? Well, worry no more. Stallone's Italian Eatery Pizza is a knockout. We're located at 467 East Silverado Ranch Boulevard, just off of Premier Road, half a mile east of South Point Casino, just minutes from the Las Vegas Strip. Come by and grab a slice of pie. Plus, check out our Brooklyn-inspired Italian cuisine. Our sandwiches are super. Hero, that is. Because why be a sub when you can be a hero? Stallone's Italian Eatery is here to serve you phenomenal food, Vegas. Forget about it.
You are way too smart, way too talented, way too good to be where you are. You are meant to be making way more money, feel way hotter in your body, and having way more fun. Hi, I'm Nicole Mitchell, and I'm a life coach. I help you get hotter and richer. If that is what you're looking for, you can find me at NicoleMitchell.com. My name, Nicole, is with a K, NicoleMitchell.com. You can reach out to me on my website or on Instagram, and I will be happy to be in touch and figure out what you're looking for and how I can support you in getting there.
Here's the deal. The country's a mess, and America's youth is stuck at the center of a tug-of-war between propaganda, billionaires, and political clowns who think TikTok is a national security threat, yet can't open their own email. But the real threat that keeps them up at night isn't TikTok. It's the power of the youth vote, and that's what the Unfuck America Tour is after. We're traveling the country, hitting campuses and cities, exposing the right wing's playbook and calling out all the tricks they use to hook young people. We saw the youth vote shift in 2024, and if we don't reclaim that momentum now, we lose the future. Our future. We're not bankrolled by billionaires, corporations, or dark money. We're backed by regular people like you, who won't sit back while the rich strip this country for parts. We need you to help us stay on the road to push back against the misinformation machine. Click the link in the description or head over to unfuckamericatour.com to donate, because nobody else is coming to fix this mess.
Man, now I got da-da-da in my head. I don't know. Is it Sports Center? No, I got the wrong show. Hey, this is Pushing the Limits. I'm Nick Bonzetto, sitting in for Brian Shapiro on this Friday afternoon. Welcome aboard. The lines are open at 702-221-7283. We are always streaming and available at pushingthelimits.live and on YouTube and all of those fine social media places as well. Brian, of course, in Phoenix today in the weekend with AmFest and the Un-F America Tour. I can't say what it really is. You can figure it out, right? You can read between the lines, as they say, right? Is that how they did that? Read between the lines? All right. I got to watch, I got to watch. We've got children out there, I don't know. The Pope might be right now. I like the Pope, by the way, because he can't stand this felon in charge either. Got a good Chicago guy. The only thing bad about Chicago, okay, there's one bad thing I don't like about Chicago, and I've got King JJ from Chicago here. You Chicago people tell me that I can't have freaking ketchup on my hot dog. Give me a break, okay? King JJ, what is wrong? Why can't I have ketchup on my hot dog?
It's a sin. You don't ever do that.
Listen, the Pope could tell me it's a sin, and if I want to put ketchup on it, I can't have nobody from Chicago tell me I can't have ketchup on my hot dog. I can tell you this story. I know we're going a little crazy, but I was flying and I had a stopover in Chicago and I wanted to get a quick sandwich, and there was a hot dog stand, and I went to the hot dog stand in the airport in Chicago, and I said, I'll take a hot dog. I want it plain and I'd like some ketchup with it. And the guy refused to serve me in the airport. He refused to serve the guy from Jersey because I asked for a plain hot dog with ketchup.
He did the right thing.
No, he's anti-American, much like the felon in charge. Okay? Matter of fact, now when I get done here, I'm going to get a hot dog with ketchup. If you don't like it, Chicago, you can, never mind.
Yeah, go ahead, talk now. Come on, talk.
Oh, you cut my mic off.
I cut your mic off.
Shut up, King JJ. Okay? Now you're back to court jester. All right, let's get back on topic. Forget my eating habits. Okay? But then again, I bet the felon in charge would be okay, because when he invites like college students and teams and people to the White House, they have McDonald's, Chick-fil-A. If they want ketchup, they probably get it. All right, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. But I am hungry for a hot dog right now. Okay. I go for a nice, like a Hebrew National or a Nathan's hot dog. Look, you got to have a kosher dog to have a good dog.
Vienna, all beef, all the way.
Oh, that's good too. Or a Sabrette in New York. They're good too. Okay. They're good. If you're from Jersey, where I was from, nothing better than an Italian hot dog from a place called Casino in my day. Okay. And Casino did an Italian hot dog that had potatoes, peppers, and all right, on a hard roll. All right, well, who's this? Oh Lord, look, if it's C-Win,
it is C-Win.
I don't need to hear from C-Win. Okay, he was 100% no ketchup on a dog after the age of 8. C-Win, go back to Detroit and eat a Little Caesars pizza and shut up. Okay, if I want ketchup, I want ketchup. All right? I'm not putting it on a stinking steak. I'm putting it on a hot dog, which is pig intestines. All right? I'm not putting it on a steak. Now, I want my steak medium rare, and I won't put ketchup on that. I'm not 8 years old, but damn, if I'm going to eat pig intestines, I want some ketchup. All right? You people from Chicago and Detroit and such, I love you, but I hate your eating habits.
Do you like our pizza?
Well, sometimes.
Sometimes, of
Sometimes
course.
I like it. The thick pizza and all the cheese oozing out. But damn, you could get a hernia picking it up. Okay, I mean seriously. Look, there's nothing better than Jersey, New York, Philadelphia area pizza. I'm sorry, there's just not. There's not. All right. How did we get on a food topic? You know, maybe people could tell me, am I crazy? Am I allowed to have ketchup on a hot dog? My word. Help me. What's this? Oh, somebody else. All beef. What? Go up on. All beef hot dogs. You get bonus. What was that? I can't see this one here.
Oh, that's different comment.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to see that one too. What, the one that said all beef hot dogs? I can't even see it all. All beef
hot dogs do not have pig.
Look, it was just
that's why they're called all beef.
Suspend your belief for a moment, much like MAGA does when it comes to their leader. Okay, suspend all reasonable thought for just a minute and tell me. All right, but you know, if I'm having a hot dog in a 7-Eleven in Chicago, I should be able to have ketchup because those are terrible. Sorry, 7-Eleven folks. All right, let's get back to the program here. It is pushing limits. I think Brian will never have me come back on. Will never have me come back on to host for him because I got into a ketchup on your hot dog conversation. But you know, if I were if I were, okay, a right-wing MAGA fool, if I was a right-wing MAGA fool, okay, and I said, hey, the felon in charge said, give me a hot dog with ketchup. They go, oh, yeah, right.
Hold on. On that note, we have Jason back on the line.
Oh, Jason's back.
Jason's back.
All right, Jason, welcome back.
First of all, King JJ. How call you King JJ? Come now. No new truck. You've been christened King JJ.
I got it. I christened him, you know.
Yes, yeah, I know, and I agree with you, except for one thing.
What?
You know in New York, if you put ketchup on a hot dog, you're getting beat up.
Oh, come on, Jason. I grew up in Jersey. I never got beat up to ask for ketchup on my dog. Never. All right, brother, look, that Sabrett hot dog out of the cart in the dirty water in New York, that guy would give me ketchup. If I asked, he wouldn't beat me up.
Oh, man, everybody around you would beat you up.
No. Okay, we're going to sing Kumbaya. You're going to have your mustard. I'm going to have my ketchup, and we're going to go, Kumbaya, my hot dog, Kumbaya. Okay, and you'll have your mustard or whatever you want, and your chopped onions or your kraut, and the Italian from Jersey who's not really maybe Italian if he's asking for ketchup on his dog, but that's what I'm going to do. All right, Jason, thank you.
Thanks, Jay.
How did we end up here? Well, it is Friday. It's the end of the show. Oh, my word. We were, I guess at some point, much like the political scene, at some point you almost just have to laugh at it all. So I guess my ketchup on a hot dog story got it. But a lot of people, okay, and somebody says, why am I screaming? I'm screaming. Go, come on, we're having fun. Oh. Okay, I got one there that says ketchup goes on a hot dog along with mustard and relish. That's okay. You can do them both, but I'm just not a mustard fan. I don't like mustard. Okay, I just don't like mustard. Don't give me listen. Here's how I am. All right, and how did we get on I mean, like this. I think I'm going to get a show on the Food Network soon after this. Okay, I know it's coming. Okay. And we could actually start the anime show also on hot dog eating. We'll do that one as our backup plan to the felon tea that we talked about earlier. But I just don't like mustard. I actually don't like anything on a sandwich. Don't give me mayonnaise. I don't want mayo. I don't want mustard on my sandwich. Ketchup on a burger and a hot dog. That's it. Okay. I don't use it. Anything else. I don't need ketchup for my fries like the world does. I don't dip everything I eat in ranch dressing or mayo. I don't do that. I don't like that. What do you got here?
Is ketchup on a hot dog ever acceptable?
No. No, I mean that. That's one of those things like, well, let me put it this way. It's not acceptable past the age of 8.
My daughter's 8, and she put ketchup on eggs the other day, and I didn't know what good parenting called for at this point.
An intervention. I think you just got to say.
You got to break out President Obama on me, saying I can't have ketchup past the age of 8.
Yes.
You are no longer King JJ. You are the court jester. Oh. Look, and with all due respect, President Obama, as Trump would say, what the hell do you know? No, it's okay. Come on. Listen, here's my whole point about the entire program. Okay? The entire message of today's show can be summed up with, can you put ketchup on a hot dog? And I say yes. And here's why I say yes. Because it is not whether or not you like ketchup on your hot dog or mustard or onions or relish. Okay? In life, there are many choices in life when it comes to our personal taste, right? But the entire point of today's show was this. If you care about people, it doesn't matter if they want ketchup on their hot dog or mustard. It doesn't matter, okay? Or ketchup on their eggs, as he said the little kid wanted. I don't do that, by the way, but I know a lot of people that did. None of that matters. Here's what matters. We go back to the way we opened the show. peace on earth, and goodwill to men. Don't hate me or hate anyone for wanting ketchup. Understand they are good humans. Okay? Now, if someone wants to tell you in life what you have to do and who are good people and who are bad people and don't allow you to figure it out for yourself, like my taste buds figured out I like ketchup instead of mustard. If you allow the felon in charge to tell you that people coming across the border, okay, are the reason things aren't perfect in your life, and you believe that, that's the problem. If those people running across the border want ketchup on their hot dog and want to be in America, I'm okay with it. All right? I can't blame my plot in life on someone else. And you can't think any less of yourself, King JJ, as a man born and raised in Chicago, if someone wants ketchup on their hot dog. I am every bit the man you are. We are brothers in arms, and we just need to be understanding of each other and not harm each other for any reason. And unfortunately, the felon in charge decides who he's willing to allow to be Americans from a blueprint that was established while he was probably still in the womb. I wonder if he was actually born in a normal way, okay? And obviously, he never got the lesson as a child, because he was a silver spoon child, about not lying, okay? Every parent in America gives the not lying speech. He didn't get that one. But my point, again, look, we have to care about our fellow man, don't we? And something as innocent as your preferred topping on a food, or the fact that you work hard and can't afford all your bills and we have to help you, all right? Or if you live in $1 million mansion down in Henderson next to, the owner of the Raiders, Mark Davis, or whatever it is. We just all have to get along and stop this garbage that's going on in D.C. that is pitting everyone against each other. And all of you MAGA fools need to snap out of it, right? Snap out of it. It's not all us against them. Let's be all about us and be welcoming, right? Why can't we be welcoming? I mean, can't we all just get along? I mean, I just don't understand it. And the fact that I have been accosted for wanting ketchup on my hot dog today does not speak well for the state of acceptance of another human being at the Christmas season. Okay, and it bothers me. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, whether it's Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever, or maybe you don't celebrate anything, just be welcoming to your fellow man, even if it's me. That's all I want. All right?
No ketchup on hot dogs.
Yeah, come on, dude. I mean, I know they closed the 7-Eleven outside of the studio, so I can't even go there and get like a big gulp and a hot dog with ketchup and just bring it over here and chow down on it in front of you. I'm not going to be able to do that, but I will do it on the way home. Oh my gosh. But anyway, my friends, we are having a good time here on the program today. And I was talking about the words that were used on the plaques by the felon in charge. Okay. And I was talking about that, and there's no excuse for that whatsoever. None. In those plaques, I think he even called Barack, I don't want ketchup on my hot dog. He called him Barack Hussein Obama again, right? And that's okay. Barack, I still love you, okay? But I'm going to eat ketchup on my hot dog, and you can't tell me anything different, okay? Just like you could shoot 3-point shots on the tennis courts at the White House and get the MAGA folks mad while you do it in a tan suit. Hey, let's go to the phone, 702-221-7283. Pete, welcome to the program. How are you, Pete? Hello, Pete.
Hello?
Yeah, Pete, how are you?
Yeah, hey. Good, how are you?
I'm good, pal.
Hey, real quick, I was real quick, there was a Papa tomato and a baby tomato was walking behind them. And anyway, the baby tomato got far behind him, and then anyway, Daddy turned around, stepped on the baby tomato.
Oh,
and he said, "Catch up." But let me ask you, man, why are you talking so much about ketchup, man?
No, it was just, it got there because we were, I don't know how we got there, Pete.
I might have missed a little something there, but
you
yeah.
missed a lot in the beginning. Okay, it just.
I
don't know how
I'm
a hot
sorry for
dog came
freaking out
up.
on you.
It came up. Listen, here's one thing. When you're doing talk, here's exactly what happens. Every once in a while, something pops up, and I can't even remember. We'll have to go back to the
It was
tape.
the Pope.
Oh, it was the
The
Pope.
Pope, Chicago Pope.
Yeah, the Chicago Pope. And then I went to a story about when I was in Chicago, how I was in the airport and they wouldn't let me have ketchup on my hot dog. They refused to serve me. That's how it happened. Okay.
Well,
but that's what it was.
see,
But I talked
probably
about
that
the
is I'm
Pope
a
not
mustard
liking
man.
the
And
felon
I
in
don't
charge.
think you should put ketchup on a damn hot dog. I'm a mustard man.
Well, that's okay, Pete. I don't like mustard. But, I always say this is why they make like chocolate and vanilla. We all have
All right.
different tastes, right?
All right. Well, you have a happy holiday, and God bless you. See you later, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Pete. See, he missed the beginning. That's right. It started out with the Pope not liking the felon in charge, right? That's how it started. I get it, Tony. Why are you always playing on the screen and you distract me, King JJ? But when I think about the narcissist that is a felon and is in charge of the country, unfortunately, when I think about his things, as I say, when I think about the Kennedy Center and he's got the letters ready that within 48 hours they're already on the building. There is nothing that man does, nothing he does without being premeditated, and he knows what his next move wants to be. Okay, because as stupid as he is, if it comes to self-serving items, he's calculated. And any of you that think he's not, I got a bridge to sell you in the middle of the desert here in Vegas. What do you got the Pope up there for?
Look, in Chicago, you've had more hot dogs than any Pope in history.
God bless you.
Only with mustard. Thank you, sir.
God bless you.
Only with mustard from the man himself.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to become a Jew. Okay, my wife's Jewish. Maybe I need to be a Jew because I can't follow that. All right, and listen, Pete, I'm sorry if we brought ketchup up again, but that was King JJ's fault. He went to the well on that one. Oh my, bless me, Father, for I have sinned. It's been 14 days since I had a hot dog with ketchup. Son, say 4 Hail Marys, 3 full road. Never mind. All right. It's so long since I've been in church that the roof would cave in. All right. My word. I'm afraid to go to church because ICE will be there to take all of my fellow Catholics out of the building. Okay. Because there are many folks of Spanish descent and Mexican descent that are there. So anyway, all right. Where am I going with any of this? I better have a sip of water to clean my palate. All right. Brian, you'll never have me back. I can promise you that. All right. You could have the mustard-loving C-Win next time, okay? Because he was chiming in against me, too. I do like Detroit pizza. I like Detroit pizza even. I got to be honest. I like Detroit, the square pizza, even a little better than the Chicago because, as I said, the Chicago's a little heavy. How did we get into are all these people mad at me that are on the feed? I mean, I'm trying to see what some are
They're
saying.
really not.
Okay, they're cool with that? What's that, 5 Hail Marys?
5 Hail Marys, 10 Our Fathers.
Okay, I can do that. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. All right, I'm sorry. Don't change because we should have, just like we shouldn't have prayer in schools, we shouldn't have prayer on pushing the limits. Okay, I couldn't do that. Hey, what's going to happen? I'm going to get in trouble here. I'm going to get in trouble. There's no doubt. Okay?
No, it's a Friday show. We're all having fun now.
I don't. Is that what it is? Have fun. The first hour wasn't fun, right? So
No, the last segment's always got to be the best fun segment in the world.
All right, well, we're having fun on this. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. Boy, when I go back to my radio station, by the way, oldschoolhitsvegas.com. Okay, just letting you know. Hope you don't mind that cheap plug, Brian. But I do. I have a great music station. 60s, 70s, 80s music. Oldschoolhitsvegas.com. I'm on every day, 6 to 10 a.m. Pacific. Say hello. I don't talk politics there. We just have a blast playing music. All right. But I love talk. And I have to tell you, I have appreciated us having the time together today. I seriously am going to go have a hot dog with ketchup on my way to pick up my wife from school. And we'll do that. Brian Shapiro will be back Monday. You've been listening to Pushing the Limits. Don't forget, pushingthelimits.live is the website. And Brian will be back Monday. Folks, I won't talk to you. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. Be well. Have an awesome, awesome day.
Hey, everybody, are you struggling to find a pizza place that reminds you of Brooklyn? That true blue New York style pie? Well, worry no more. Stallone's Italian Eatery Pizza is a knockout. We're located at 467 East Silverado Ranch Boulevard, just off of Premier Road, half a mile east of South Point Casino, just minutes from the Las Vegas Strip. Come by and grab a slice of pie. Plus, check out our Brooklyn-inspired Italian cuisine. Our sandwiches are super. Hero, that is. Because why be a sub when you can be a hero? Stallone's Italian Eatery is here to serve you phenomenal food, Vegas. Forget about it.
Who would have thought there'd be so many kids playing ice hockey in the desert? Jake Helb's Hockey Foundation and the Las Vegas Ice Warriors, founded by Gina Yusufzai 8 years ago, made it possible for families who can't afford